Welcome to the Daily Stank, where we expose stanky politics. A nation without borders is not a nation, and a country that incentivizes lawlessness is doomed to fail. The Biden administration is guilty of both, and here's why. According to a letter obtained by Fox News following a report by the Wall Street Journal, 45 House Republicans have sent a letter to 3 of President Biden's cabinet secretaries demanding answers regarding reports that they are in talks to give illegal immigrants separated at the border under the Trump administration $450,000 each. The Wall Street Journal stated the Departments of Justice, Homeland Security, and Health and Human Services are considering payments that could amount to close to $1 million a family, though final payment amounts could change as some families would likely get smaller payouts depending on their circumstances. And this is specifically only families separated illegally crossing the border by the Trump administration and the Trump administration alone. Not Obama, not Bush, not Biden, just Trump. 45 House Republicans, including House Minority Whip Steve Scalise of Louisiana, GOP Caucus Chair Representative Elise Stefanik of New York, and Texas Representative Badass Dan Crenshaw, have signed onto the letter, which is led by North Carolina Representative Greg Murphy. In the letter, the Republicans outline their severe concerns and say the rationale for this egregious abuse of taxpayer dollars is to compensate those people for, quote, lasting psychological trauma. Do, however, note that these persons crossed into our country in a knowingly illegal manner, fully aware of the consequences of violating our rule of law. Promising tens of thousands of dollars to those who unlawfully entered the United States would not only reward criminal behavior, but it would surely send a message to the world that our borders are open and our rule of law will not be enforced. The lawmakers assert that the Biden administration has been incentivizing illegal immigration since its first day in office when he struck down several Trump-era border policies, which has led to the worst self-inflicted border crisis in history. Murphy and his colleagues also warned that if the Biden administration decides to pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxpayer money to thousands of illegal immigrants, the administration will unilaterally incentivize migrants from more than 150 nations across the world to surge our border. Compare this hefty compensation sum to the 2019 average median American household annual income of $68,703, they wrote. Furthermore, compare it to the maximum payout from a service member's group life insurance policy for military members, which is $400,000. Well, how about that? You can make more money breaking into our country than you will protecting it. At a time when the American household is dealing with historic rates of inflation and the price of average consumer goods, groceries, gasoline, and heating have risen exponentially, it's shocking that our government is considering rewarding illegal activity for purely political reasons. They write, why is this potential compensation for families separated in 2018 under the Trump administration and not those separated between 2008 and 16 or since 2021 under Obama or Biden himself? Well, it's simple. Orange man bad. We have to pay these illegal immigrants for the psychological trauma of breaching our borders and breaking our laws. Law-abiding taxpayers be damned, these criminals obviously need our money more than we do. The Republicans concluded the letter by calling on the secretaries to reconsider their horrific decision and rescind any potential action to this effect, as well as demanding answers on the interdepartment talks as soon as humanly possible, saying, we are more than able to meet to discuss this urgent travesty. Sources also told the Wall Street Journal that around 940 claims have already been filed by immigrant families who were separated at the border. That would mean that close to $1 billion worth of claims have been filed already. What an absolute load of shit. The Democrats have created financial hardships and are doing everything they can to raise taxes on working American families and the businesses that employ them, while rewarding criminals that do very little for this country besides voting for the party that let them in illegally and paid them to do so. You might as well say the Democrats are buying votes. It's pretty much all they have to run on, and any sensible American that pays attention can see that. It only makes sense if your sole objective is to clinch to the power you have while attempting to garner more. God help us if these people are granted amnesty and citizenship. Millions of new Democrat voters bought and paid for by Joe Biden, and there's hundreds of thousands more on the way as we speak. Thank you so much for watching. There's a good chance this channel will be shadow banned or pulled from YouTube entirely before long if I continue to speak the truth. If that ends up happening, I'll upload my videos to my website, dailystank.com. I already have a few articles up that I've written, as well as this dope around and find out Gadsden flag shirt. Once again, I thank you, and I'll see you again in the next one.